There it is. That's the phrase. Let's just jump into it. You know what I don't like? First of all, I don't like his face. Sorry, there's just something about it. Makes me want to put one of these right in your suck hole. What? See, this is what he does. He won't commit to he won't commit to a goddamn opinion on this. You feel like you're going to get an opinion out of it, and you're going to get nothing. You're going to get blue balls being like, I don't know what to think. You need to get away from that person. That person is not healthy for you to be around. All right, next person. We know him. We definitely don't love him. It's none other than Philip Defranco. I cannot stand Philip Defranco. And trust me, I've checked in on Philip Defranco since his inception. Since like 2008, 2007. I cannot stand Philip Defranco. There's a number of, looks like he lost some weight. Speaking of weight loss, good on him. I'm not going to take that away from him. But I hate his face. Again, I don't know him as a person. I don't know. I'm not going to make a judgment of him. I know he's married. He's got kids. I'm not going to make any judgments on those things. I'm not going to make a judgment on how he runs his business. I don't know how he does that. He could be a wonderful person. But I hate his essence. I hate what he does. I hate his face. I hate his show. And because I will hate watch him. There are times. Now, the algorithm doesn't really send me too much Philip Defranco. I don't get Philip, but when I see Philip Defranco in that algorithm, and I know I'm going to hate him, and I see his face like this, like shocked, miffed, confused, praying. He does a lot of praying. I can't help but click on it because I know I'm going to hate the results. He's got an interesting headline. I want to know why Mr. Beast is a monster. Now, I do know why he's a monster because some very ultra-progressive people didn't like the fact that he was paying for people's blindness. I don't know. It's a whole other thing. But if I didn't know any better, I'd be like, why? Why don't people like Mr. Beast? I wonder if I'm going to get a hot take. Fun fact, you're never going to get a hot take out of Philip Defranco. Philip Defranco sucks. He is the fence sitter of all fence sitters. He'll never give you a solid opinion unless he knows it's extremely safe. Let's take a look at one Philip Defranco video. We won't watch the whole thing, but let's just take a look at just to get a sense. In case you're sitting there and you're wondering, how could you hate Philly D? How could you hate SXE Phil? What are you talking about? All right, let's see. One of the worst intros on a YouTube channel ever. And he's not dropped it in almost 2 decades. Let's take a look.
You beautiful bastards. Welcome back to the Philip Defranco Show. I got a special Sunday community show for you today.
I hate the beautiful bastards thing. I hate it so much. And guess what? He has a website called Beautiful Bastard. He parlayed that into a merch store. By the way, selling merch, not going to hate anybody that sells some merch because guess what? You want to buy some merch? You can go to melvintroyshop.com. You can build yourself some generational wealth while it's still available. It's 2023, the year of the massive overhaul. What you see here, gone. All of it. So get it now. But he's got a merch store. I don't have a problem with it. But of course, in Philip Defranco fashion, it's the most milquetoast fucking sayings and things. He loves his "don't be stupid, stupid." You know? Melvin merch, the best merch. True, it is the best merch. You should get it. Get it while you can. Let me ask my wife. Like, this is the type of stuff. These are the people that buy Philip Defranco merch. These are the people that watch Philip Defranco. The let me ask my wife crowd. Let me tell you something. People say happy wife, happy life. Let me tell you something. I'm going to keep telling you. Let me tell you something until I tell you the thing I want to tell you. I've worked in sales for a number of years. And one of the popular objections is I always have to say, I got to talk to my spouse. I got to talk to my husband. I got to talk to my wife. I didn't mind it when the woman said, I got to talk to my husband, though. Like, I wouldn't let him go. There's objections and there's plays that you make. You're like, oh, no, I want you to talk to your husband. I definitely want you to talk to your husband. But let's clear up some conception. I mean, what do you think he would have a problem? Like, obviously, he would have an opinion. You know your husband very well. Before we, engage him in this conversation, just so I can get ready here. I mean, what do you think he would have a problem with this deal with? Like this deal in particular, why wouldn't he like this? Because maybe I can clear that up in advance. It's a way you can work around the real objections because they're just saying that because they're something that you haven't addressed and it's a smokescreen, right? I didn't mind that. I didn't mind it though when a woman said that. But what I hated was when the dude said it. Because most dudes would say, well, I got to ask my wife. But he would say it in this, they usually had a tone of like, fuck off. I don't have to ask my wife. Because most men don't want to have to admit that they need to ask approval from the woman in their life to make a decision. They don't like that, especially when they're talking to another man. It diminishes their, I don't know, masculineness, their agency. So so when they would say that to me, they would really just be they'd have the tone of like, this is bullshit though. And I'm like, but they would say shit like, well, happy wife, happy life. And I'm like, I don't know. If I had to live underneath and kowtow in fear to what this woman is doing in my life, we can't seem to get an agreement on things. And all I have to say is I'll do whatever it takes just to make her shut up. Maybe this isn't the move. So those are the people that I imagine watch Philip DeFranco. Let's go back. We made it about 6 seconds in before we got into another diatribe. Let's continue.
All this week, go through the reactions and even more. But before that, I want to hit you with the very surprising new, I just launched a surprise drop. Because it's a surprise drop, we have brand new lines along with reimagined classics. Starting with something
classics? What kind of classics?
Absolutely love the way this one turned out. We also decided to bring back the pretentious.
Oh, pretentious. Pretentious hoodie. Get it? It's pretentious and overpriced. And you're saying it. It's like a meta thing, but it's crazy.
This line, you're a click away from being so fancy and sleek and sarcastic. The team, I imagine to mock me, decided to make a shirt of the thing I say probably most in my life. Let me ask my wife.
Because it's like a joke. He's got to say it. He has no agency.
Sometimes it's a secret no. Other times it's because I literally have no idea what is going on in my world without my wife. And then finally, this was such a massive viewer request, even though I do not believe that you will actually buy this. We have the brand new Nothing of Value Comes Out of My Mouth tee and hoodie. I don't
like it's so. Anyway.
Or to gift it, but it's available. But like with everything else I just announced, there is only guaranteed stock for the first 36 hours, and then
imagine having to consult a woman for your daily routine. I know. It's outrageous. I won't do it. Anyway, let's get through his commercial. So he's going through his. Let's get into like his thing here.
Of the week. On Monday, we had the controversy around the Mr. Beast video where he helped restore the vision of 1,000 people, an update to the Tyree Nichols situation, the dating app.
I hate when he says it's a situation. We're going to talk about this situation that's happening.
Snapper on the loose, the man who hijacked that Atlanta PD car. But Mr. Beast and the Tyree Nichols stories dominated the conversation. There's a lot of talk on the internet about whether this video helping 1,000 blind people get their vision back was exploitive or not. And the narrative went something like this. Because Mr. Beast is using these videos to make money from views and sponsors, it's not really charity or something like that. But y'all weren't having any of that, with Reese saying, I despise performative charity. I'm not even a huge fan of Mr. Beast's style of content. But what his detractors seem so keen to ignore is that the videos are the mechanism by which he earns the money to help people. He isn't a magic money tree. Like you said, Phil, without this video or his videos.
Yes, like you said, Phil. The comments didn't say like you said, Phil. It says like you said without this video. But he had to inject himself. He's like, no, my commenters, they talk to me directly. Like you said, Phil, without his video, yes, I'm engaging with you on a direct basis. I just realized I'm hungry, so I'm going to make a sandwich as we eat here. It's keto bread, though. It's keto-friendly bread. Look at this, keto bread. I know this is what I got to do because it's late, and I just realized I have not eaten, and I threw this by the desk. I was like, when we get desperate, I'll make a sandwich. It's hitting me now. I got to eat something. I'm starting to get like I was typing, and I realized I was like, ooh, I was getting weak. I haven't eaten all day. Well, here's the thing. Let's take a look at Philip DeFranco. I just noticed, though, that this is his, like, recap one. So we're going to take a look at it, like a full video of his. This one's got our girl, Jenny Ortega, part of our digital harem that the algorithm keeps pushing on me, and Joe Rogan, and something else. So let's take a look.
Think about how obesity works in the wrong ways. This Netflix password sharing crackdown is blowing up in Netflix's face. Massive new evidence just dropped in the Murdoch murder case. We got a lot to break down on today's brand new Philip DeFranco show, so buckle up, hit that like button, and let's just jump into it.
There it is. That's the phrase. Let's just jump into it. You know what I don't like? It's all like so scripted. That's what I don't like about him. I don't like his face. First of all, I don't like his face. Sorry, there's just something about it. Makes me want to put one of these right in your suck hole. But there's something about his face. I don't like his essence. I don't like, again, I've talked about this before. He is the, great value version of Dane Cook, especially the older version of him. And yeah, I just don't like this. I don't like his tone.
Starting with news, debate, and questions around obesity, which, hey, it's a very sensitive topic. It's very emotionally charged, especially here in the United States, where you have the CDC saying that 41.9% of the population is obese and 9.2% have severe obesity. In fact, it's so prevalent, the estimated cost of obesity in the United States was...
Now watch, what he's going to do is he's going to talk about this story, and then you're hoping to get... The pattern typically goes with like news shows. They tell you the story, they tell you the opinion, then you move on to the next thing. But Philly D doesn't do that. Let's watch what he does.
It was nearly $173 billion in 2019. And right now, we're seeing a lot of people ask the question, do doctors understand obesity? And this in part due to recent comments from Joe Rogan. But looking further back, it actually stems from a 60 Minutes segment from January. Right? Because there, you had Dr. Fatima Cody Stanford, an assistant professor at Harvard, talking about obesity and saying that it's very misunderstood, including by people in the medical field. Explaining that it's a brain disease that basically tells you how much to eat and how much to store.
For many of us, we can go on a diet, something like The Biggest Loser, right? You go and you restrict people. For most people, they will acutely lose weight. But 96% of those participants in The Biggest Loser regained their weight because their brain worked well. It was supposed to bring them back to store.
No, it's an addiction. It's a food addiction. You're addicted to the dopamine hit of eating food as an activity and not for nourishment. I know this because I have that problem. I was much fat. That's why I have to eat these stupid extra special foods, because this is all fiber, so it fills up my stomach, and I don't get hungry no more. But I'll still keep eating until it hurts.
What they needed or what the brain thinks it needs.
We're saying that when it comes to weight loss for patients struggling with medical obesity, willpower and determination aren't the solutions the way many people think they are. And adding that you need to understand the factors and causes of obesity, including genetics.
But the number one cause of obesity is genetics. That means if you are born to parents that have obesity, you have a 50 to 85% likelihood of having the disease yourself, even with optimal diet, exercise, sleep management, stress management.
And her claims there were backed up by other...
Neither of my parents are fat. Neither of my parents they're still not fat. They're not fat at all. And I got to a size that I was like heavier than both of them. So, no.
Other documents on the segment as well.
Don't you think if people walking down the street with obesity, stigmatized as they are, shunned, don't you think if they could lose weight and keep it off, they would?
Right, so the piece provides an interesting, different look at obesity and the reality of losing weight for many patients. And notably, the doctor featured, Dr. Stanford's actually part of the 2025 Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee under the Departments of Health and Human Services
how long
and
is the
Agriculture.
story?
So when that news came to light last month, we saw primarily right-leaning outlets having kind of an outrage field day. With Fox News, for example, running with the headline, Biden admin expert claims...
Why is this a right-left thing? All right, let's move forward. I just want to get to the point. Joe Rogan says this is not... I've seen the Joe Rogan clip. He says he's not. That's not the case. It's like... It's more what I'm saying. Oh, okay, here.
Just trying to give people excuses. Which, I mean, I understand why you would get angry hearing that, but that's also not what she actually said. Though with this specific topic, I do want to highlight...
Philly D is going to correct Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's basically saying that doctors like that are giving these people excuses. It took him fucking 7 minutes to say that.
Especially...
Philly D is not very succinct with his words like I am, okay? Yes. I mean, this look. It doesn't matter where you pause on his face.
Especially for
I
the
hate
people
all of
that
his faces.
agree with me.
Oh, he's exhausted. He's tired. He's having to say something he doesn't want to say.
Thing and is just trying to give people excuses, which, I mean, I understand why you would get angry hearing that, but that's also not what she actually said. Though with this specific topic, I do want to highlight, especially for the people that agree with me, I am not a fucking doctor. Even as someone who has lost a lot of weight in a very healthy way, I don't know much. I do find the idea of thinking this is a brain disease is very interesting, and not because it provides
Watch. See, this is what he does. He won't commit to a goddamn opinion on this. You people are thinking, well, who's right? Is the doctor right? Or is Joe Rogan right? Tell me, Philly D. Telling me. Philly, I don't know what to do. This is why I watch you, so I can get an idea. Who is right? You're telling me. And watch, now he spins it where you feel like you're going to get an opinion out of it, and you're going to get nothing. You're going to get blue balls being like, I don't know what to think. Watch.
I don't know much. I do find the idea of thinking this is a brain disease is very interesting.
It's
And not
interesting?
because it provides excuses for people, but because I really...
Yeah. I think it's interesting. Not because of what Joe Rogan says, but I do think she's got some valid points. However,
relate to it. Like, if you've been watching me for the past year, I've been dropping this belief that I have that I don't think that adults can change without trauma. Right? Again, this is just my experience and not the expertise of a doctor, but for me, it felt like the trauma was necessary to rewire part of me so I'd, change my regular actions. I had health troubles and months of discomfort and pain, and I think it shocked my brain into like, oh, this is just a taste of the horrible quality of life you're gonna go through if we stay on the track of jam as much fast food into your face as possible, while also sitting down for 10 plus hours a day. I was very much a product of my environment. My parents just threw food at me, Italian family, manja. If you don't eat, someone's offended. Although, back to the doctor, I do think ever pointing towards like The Biggest Loser is not something that makes sense. That's an extreme show with extreme people doing extreme things. With this story, no matter your weight, I want to hear from people of all different backgrounds.
But I don't listen to my opinion. Now, granted, this seems to be, we pick, of course, the one story where he's got like a personal connection to it. But even then, he will not commit to a fucking opinion. He won't commit to an opinion of any kind. So he's like, no, don't listen to me. I want to know from people with different backgrounds. I want to know what you have to say. Your voice is more important than mine. Yes, please tell Philip DeFranco. We don't need to get the opinions from Philly D. We need the opinions of his viewers.
What are your thoughts on this topic? And then, did you know that 2 out of 3 guys...
I always hate the way he says that too. What are your thoughts? In the comments down below, tell me.
Guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness.
Oh, this is an ad. Okay. I was like, these are different clothes.
Love is sharing a password. That's what Netflix once told us. That's what they said.
I don't know. Anyway, so I don't like it. He's very just milk. He's anybody who says, no, man. My subscription feed, YouTube, first thing I click on every day, gotta get that Philly D. Gotta get some of that Philly D in me. I gotta get filled in. If you know someone that tells you on a regular basis, hey, it's that time, I can't talk right now, I'm ready to get filled in, you need to get away from that person. That person is not healthy for you to be around. I've never heard of them. Fuck them. Good. You've done yourself a favor. That's Philip DeFranco.